A question you've been asked at least once in your life may be, who is your favorite hero? Comics, movies, anime, games. There are heroes in every media, and choosing your all-time favorite is really hard. I bet right now you're thinking of 5 heroes who changed your life and shaped you up to be who you are. For me, Riku from Kingdom Hearts is that top-tier hero. It's agreeable that Kingdom Hearts at this point can be daunting for newcomers with its overall gargantuan storytelling, and we've just finished the first saga that spanned 18 years, ending with the certain defeat of Xehanort. I'll miss you, Xehanort, you finger-twitchy old coot. As convoluted as it seems on the outside, it pays off after living it all. Riku's arc is one of the highlights for me, and it all began on a day at the beach. Riku started out as a normal, albeit cocksure guy who loves hanging with his closest friends Sora and Kairi. He's chill, but dead serious about their goal, building a raft to leave the Destiny Islands and see the outside world. He's so fixated on escaping the islands, he'll take a raft, or an extreme way of doing it. And extreme it is. Riku has opened the hidden door on the island, inviting the shadowy monsters called the Heartless to invade and plunge Destiny Islands into oblivion. Riku takes his chance and disappears from Sora's eyes. He winds up on the doorstep of the Council of Disney Villains led by Maleficent, and is more or less recruited by them, although he reluctantly follows their orders at first. He becomes more villainous with every appearance, mocking Sora for having the Keyblade, the signature weapon of the franchise, kidnapping Jasmine and Pinocchio, and gaining control over the Heartless. This game is the most antagonistic Riku ever gets, and his descent into evil never felt sudden. He was messing with Sora like always, but he gets crueler and more aggressive. Although seeing him throw commands on Captain Hook's ship is pretty sweet.
Bring me Peter Pan!
The Hollow Bastion chapter is where it all boils down for Dark Riku. He takes the Keyblade from Sora, revealing himself to be the one chosen by it, not Sora. When he succumbed to the darkness, he was unfit to wield it, so the Keyblade settled for Sora since he was the nearest. Now that his heart is strong enough, or at least determined enough, Riku has the Keyblade along with his D-mode suit, complete with a spiffy skirt that ties the whole thing together. So elegant. Later, Sora proves himself strong enough to truly wield the Keyblade, leaving Riku embarrassed and desperate for more power. He allows a ghostly man in a robe to possess his body, giving him all the dark powers he craves. And Billy Zane's voice.
So, I see the path has emerged at last.
Come on, we'd all do it. Who is this mysterious man?
It is I, Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness.
Ansem Riku is seconds away from unlocking the door of Hollow Bastion to unleash the Heartless, but Sora defeats him. Thanks to the manipulated Riku, Ansem, the main antagonist of the game, uses his body to become tangible. Riku, now a phantom, fights Ansem from the inside to give Kairi enough time to flee the castle. This is where Riku's redemption arc begins, and Ansem, a reminder of his mistakes, will haunt him for a long time. Ansem has Riku's body for the rest of the game until the final battle. In the Purgatorial Realm of Darkness, Riku apologizes for betraying his friends and joins up with someone who says he found the Keyblade of that world. He needs Riku's help to close the door to darkness. Riku agrees, wanting to redeem himself. Ansem is defeated and Riku has his body back. He and Sora, with the help of Donald, Goofy, and their king Mickey, close the door to Kingdom Hearts, saving every world from the Heartless. Riku tells Sora to take care of Kairi. For all he knows, this could be the last time he sees Sora. The game ends with him and Mickey trapped in the Realm of Darkness, but the lead trio set out for them, going out on an optimistic note. Riku has a rocky turn of events in this game, a misguided youth who lost his way, but wants to fix everything after he realizes the mistakes he's made. All in all, he made a good first impression, and things get better for him. In his campaign and Chain of Memories, titled REBIRTH, Riku awakens in the basement levels of Castle Oblivion, occupied by almost half of Organization 13. In his story, he aims to leave the castle and reunite with his friends while overcoming the darkness within him. He's frequently ridiculed by Ansem, Organization members Vexen, Lexius, and Zexion, and a replica of himself for refusing the darkness. This is an internal battle for Riku as he faces his demons. Mickey helps him out in spirit to keep him focused, but for the most part, he's on his own. Riku's never been so alone before. The stench of darkness gets increasingly rancid. Oh yeah, you can smell darkness. It's a thing. Imagine how Adam Malkovich smells. With every battle, he relies more on his dark power, and he won't admit it. At one point, his subconscious gives in, being possessed by Ansem again to kill Lexius.
Too slow.
Zexion forces him to face the guilt of dooming his home and dishonoring his friends. Disguised as Sora, Zexion influences Riku to throw in the towel. He sees himself as a demon. There's no changing that. Might as well fade away. But then a vision of Kairi advises him to not submit to the darkness, but work with it. On paper, this sounds a bit creepy. A girl telling you to use the powers of darkness is something out of a horror movie, but that's why it's brilliant. Riku equips himself with positive darkness. Batman can intimidate criminals, but let kids know they're safe. The devilish-looking Hellboy can use his superhuman abilities to take monsters down, but that doesn't mean he can't be friendly. There's a difference between
use your aggressive feelings, boy. Let the hate flow through you.
and
You've gotta just remember to be brave. Know that the darkness is there and don't give in. If you do that, you will gain strength. The kind that's unlike any other. You'll be able to escape the deepest darkness.
And I'll be able to see through the brightest light.
Riku will wear his demote suit and swing his scary sword Soul Eater, but he won't be that bratty runt like he was in the first game. The enigmatic witch Naminé, who posed as Kairi earlier, offers to lock his heart, saving him from Ansem, but at the cost of his memories. Riku, in a cheeky fashion, refuses the offer and proclaims to beat Ansem solo. I love how upbeat he is despite going through floors of hardships. This is my favorite cutscene in his story.
You and Kairi smell the same.
Odd line and all. He wins ownership of his heart and body by kicking Ansem's stinky ass and leaves the castle accompanied by Mickey and the belt-loving Diz. He started out isolated and scared. The finale contrasts that, and caps off with him taking the road to dawn. REBIRTH was a huge turning point for Riku. Oh, and do not make a drinking game where you take a shot every time someone says the word darkness. They say it 45 times before you get into the second world. It's not worth it. While laying low, Riku spies on Organization 13 and plays a major role here. He persuades Xion to leave the group to find the answers of her origin. His inner struggle and self-loathing are brought up a few times. In addition, overuse of his powers will cause him to resemble Ansem. If I looked like one of the sexiest video game villains, I wouldn't complain.
Bow before my pass!
Riku is so mature here. A year has passed, so it's fitting that he acts more adult. He's a pseudo-mentor figure to Xion and an obstacle for Roxas. He is technically the final boss, and the battle has pushed him to be identical to Ansem, throwing his identity away. Now resembling Ansem, Riku guides Roxas and Sora in disguise. When Diz asks him for his name, he doesn't say Riku out of disgust in himself.
It's Ansem.
He could meet up with Sora or Kairi at any time, but he won't since he isn't sure if he can. He's not proud of himself for what he did in the first installment, and he doesn't even like himself that much at this point. Riku was relatable to me in this game. I remember being around that age and distancing myself from my old friends and not wanting to talk to anybody. Riku is a social parallel to Sora. While Sora is extroverted and quick to befriend, Riku is introverted and keeps to himself. He isn't on the forefront until the last world where Kairi sees him past the facade. She convinces Sora that he's Riku underneath. After searching a dozen worlds, the three are finally together again. Due to a failed attempt to undo Kingdom Hearts by the real Ansem, Ansem the Wise, who's been acting as Diz,
Long story.
Riku got his body back. For real this time, and he obtains his own Keyblade, Way to the Dawn, one of my favorites. It's like Soul Eater, but with angelic and demonic wings on it. Okay, so I don't know exactly when he got it, so I'm bringing it up here. Alongside Sora, the two beat Xemnas, the head honcho of Organization 13, and return home. Many would say that the saga should have ended here, but there's some unfinished business. Set 10 years before the first game, the 5-year-old Riku spots a conspicuous outsider named Terra. He's quick to catch on that Terra is from another world and professes his wish to leave the islands, which he feels holds him back. He tells Terra about wanting to go to the outside world to have the strength to protect his loved ones. This is cute. I've read comments about this part being too cheesy, but Riku here is 5, and you know how much little kids want to be superheroes. Terra deems Riku worthy of wielding a Keyblade, and he leads a small ceremony for granting him the power.
In your hand, take this key. So long as you have the makings, then through this simple act of taking, its wielder you shall one day be, and you will find me, friend. No ocean will contain you then. No more borders around or below or above, so long as you champion the ones you love.
Although they knew each other for a few minutes, Terra was an inspiration for Riku. Terra was certain Riku would have Kingdom Key, and he was a tad confused when he met Sora with it in Kingdom Hearts 2. Final next. Plus. Hey Riku, you got tall! Oh, no, wrong kid.
Die!
Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance is one of my favorite Kingdom Hearts games. Riku's story is a big reason why. We've seen Riku as an antagonist, final boss, and partner, but not as a full-fledged protagonist with all the perks. Rebirth was close, but he didn't get to interact with the inhabitants of the worlds. 3D delivers. In the Dream Worlds, it's good to see Riku meet new people, as socially awkward as he is sometimes.
If it's dangerous, how can you just leave me here? Aren't you my knight in shining armor? Well?
Knight? You've got the wrong idea.
Oh my gosh, I was so just kidding. You get out much?
His growth from the very beginning to how he is now is commemorated in each world. His kindness to Quasimodo, rescuing Princess Minnie, bringing Pinocchio back to Geppetto. He's come a long way. I especially like his encounter with young Xehanort in Symphony of Sorcery, as he's trying to hammer in Riku's guilt.
Your mistakes always end up being other people's problems.
Maybe so. But I'm here to change all of that.
The climax of this game spells that Riku is the main character. He was there when the true Organization 13 emerges, and he has more final boss battles than Sora, including Ansem, mano a mano for one last time. In Rebirth, he was angrier. In 3D, he's calm and collected after learning so much over the course of a few games. After rescuing Sora from eternal sleep, a digitized Ansem the Wise asks Riku for his name, and his answer this time is a 180 from Kingdom Hearts 2.
It's Riku.
He's gone from self-hating and a bit angsty to self-assured. Yen Sid grants him the rank of a Keyblade Master. As a Riku fan, this was gratifying to watch. Not only did he earn that title, we did, thanks to years of experiencing his journey. Now his arc has come to a close. When I finished this game for the first time, I realized that Riku is my favorite hero ever. Someone who's both relatable and inspiring, and you can bet I love him in... After a character has completed their arc, two things can happen. They revert to the way they were as if they have learned nothing, which I find annoying.
You can't keep doing shitty things and then feel bad about yourself like that makes it okay. You need to be better.
Or they continue this path forged by their development and see what challenges wait for them in the future. I'm glad these two did the latter. Riku's not self-pitying like he was in 2. He's cool and confident the whole time, and he has a sense of humor. Plus, he has a new Keyblade, Braveheart, sponsored by Subaru. In all seriousness, I like it. It has a lot of bulk and a black hidden Mickey token similar to Kingdom Key. The Keyblade graveyard portion has him confronting a mirror of his past self.
I'd say that was our finest hour.
Wrong. My hour of weakness.
In the penultimate boss battle, he bids farewell to Ansem forever.
Your strength is vaster than darkness. I knew I never stood a chance.
After the fall of Master Xehanort, it's come full circle with Terra congratulating Riku for his accomplishments.
You're a true Keyblade Master. Not to mention a great leader to those around you.
Okay, so keeping it 100, I could never watch this cutscene without pausing here. It always gets to me. Riku is a complete and wholesome hero, brave, optimistic, and reliable. His arc is one of the best ever written in my opinion. He messed up bad, but he puts in effort to make things right, no matter what. You shouldn't beat yourself up when you lose your way. You can turn your life around, you can be forgiven, you can inspire others. You're not the screw up you used to be. That's part of growing up, forgiving yourself, and being better. I have no problem calling Riku my favorite hero, and my favorite character of all time. What the later games will unfold, we'll find out soon, and I'm sure Riku's road is far from finished. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and comment what you think about Riku or who your favorite hero is. Till next time.